Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Macross 7. I don't know what the name of the episode is, I guess.
The episode name is The Nightmarish Invasion. No, actually,
That was the last one.
Ambitious Fourth Planet. That's the episode
That's
45.
this one, yes, okay. Sorry, my little note here just says 45, and it's like, that's not the name of the episode. Anyway, how about you go ahead and give us a recap on what happened on in Nightmarish Invasion?
Which was episode 44, last episode. Basically, a plan was hatched to take the fight to the enemy. Take a stealth frigate and a select group of people to Varutia, which is a planet where the proto-delving seem to be coming from, and use reflecting weapons to blow them to hell and back. But Basara, of course, when he realizes, oh no, wait a minute, you want to blow them up? Like, don't do that. I can sing to them and reach their hearts. And basically, Captain Mancini said, well, if you can get there first and do it, sure. If not, we're gonna nuking them because it's the only way to make sure. So they launch the attack. They take losses. Basara and the Sound Force are doing their thing, but they're not getting anywhere because there's a lot of enemies. Max joins the fight in his custom-made YF or VF 21. He actually makes it through, launches the nuke, right, and tells everybody to leave. Basara turns around and goes like, "No, I'm going to save him." Meanwhile, Lord Gabanik is saying, "Aha, the dream is coming true," and at the last moment, teleports the nuke from the ice to where the frigate is and blows it up.
Pretty sure we just call it fold.
Yeah, folded, and blew it up. So they basically he used the weapon that was going to use to destroy him or his corporeal body anyway against them. So now they're there, stuck in this planet with nowhere to go.
Oh, and Gamlin's dead.
And Gambling is dead because he rammed Gabble's mech.
Possibly.
Mech.
Again, I said that thing on the next time on, like the very last frame, it looks like there's just a body in the snow. Why would you do that? Who else could it possibly be? So, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I like Gamlin so much that, and plus he did the whole, once we get back, the wedding ring sort of thing, or like it's the engagement ring. It's like, it just didn't feel like Gamlin's time to die. But of course, that's always the best time to kill somebody.
I mean, the death flags were flying.
Oh yeah, he said everything he possibly could have said. You know, he already retired once. He couldn't say that again.
Yeah.
I'm 5 days past my retirement.
Oops.
All right, well, let's go take a quick look at the board. I have marked Gamelin as dead until proven otherwise because the show has made it implicitly clear that he's probably dead. But, hope against hope.
I mean, Macross is good both giving people plot armor when they need it and killing characters outright when they're no. I mean, they killed Roy.
Yeah, they killed Kinryo, who was the Roy of this show, I feel like.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've added Dick. I've added Dick to the board. Also Mori. Well, because Dick had his moment there, and then Mori has had his moment. They're kind of like the new Hikaru squad thing going on.
Yeah.
Billy. I added Billy to the board. It's Billy board.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't think much else has changed. So I'm going to scroll up here to the new theory. And I'll start my my note section, because I'll just read that from the notes. So only 7 evil warriors were created. By the way, it sounds like I'm talking about a fantasy show now. So only 7 evil warriors were created, which seems to destroy my thought that the evil is the Supervision Army. So sort of back to the old theory, the Protoculture faction we know created the Zentradi, and the Supervision Army, as Golg told us. Also, like he told us, the Centrati killed the protoculture. We know that the Supervision Army also fight the Centrati, evidenced by what Golg said, plus the booby trap of the first episode of SDF Macross, where in the Supervision Army auto-targets the Centrati... Sorry, the Supervision Army ship auto-targets the Centrati vessels.
Yeah.
We know 7 evils were created to be even better warriors than the Centrati, assumedly to fight the same fight. But then the Proto-Devlin took them over, and they fought that same fight anyways. So no difference there. They must have also fought the Centrati, as they are built. They have a built-in fear of them, no doubt, because they have been harvested for spiritual, like everyone else. So yeah, just kind of that same thought process: protoculture v protoculture, Zentradi v protocultures, the evil v the protocultures as well. Then we have the Zentradi v the Supervision Army, which we know is a thing. I guess the green lines only represent downwards because they made them, obviously not because they're allied to them. Zentradi v humans, because that's just a fucking thing. Also the green line, because we're allied to part of them. I don't know what the relationship is between the United Forces and the Supervision Army. One, because it hasn't happened in the show yet, visually, but they did give us a ship. So...
Probably by accident.
I don't know. Did they know that we were here? Or did they just, like, send booby trap ships all over the place? Did the ship need to be repaired by us for the booby trap to work?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions there. If they know that we're here, then that's something. And obviously...
I mean, the ship could have been damaged. The crew could have escaped because there were no bodies. Although the ship was sized for giants, giant doors and all that. That's how they figured out that the enemies could be giants, turned out to be the Centrati.
Some of the ship is sized for giants.
Yeah.
Some of the ship is sized for Myclones, like the bridge.
Yeah, but that could have been reconstruction.
We don't know. Again, this all falls under the we don't know column of shit. So. And
it just misjumped and collided with Earth in 1 in a billion chance.
Yeah, the whole you could jump to light speed in any given direction and you're more likely to hit nothing forever. That whole thing. I don't know.
I said it was low probability, but
yeah, it's basically 0. It's basically the odds of success that FOMO gives the mission. Less than that, actually. But my point saying is that we don't know. Proto-Devlin, of course, we're in war with. They've taken over the evil. It's just the new. I'm keeping the old theories just in case one of them also happens to be true. I'm just hedging my bets. Let's see. Otherwise, further on into the notes. Let me delete this one so that when I need it, it won't be here anymore. Fulmo says that 7 were created and that 7 were captured by the Anima Spiritua. On the monitors, we get shown Civil, Giggle in his macro form, Volgo in his macro form. I don't know if he has any other forms. Gabble, and then Grabble in their macro form. But then Max says that there is another one out there somewhere. So either he's counting Gepernick on his own and thinking there's one more besides them, or Max is secretly bad at math.
I think he's counting 2.
2 what? Gepernick, that would be 7. That would mean that'd be 6. And then there's one more. Again.
No, remember that he got the report from the guy that survived the original team, the reconnaissance, and he saw the shapes in the ice.
What did that guy know? Yeah, he saw some shapes. But he saw like 2.
Gigantic shape.
He certainly didn't count the small ones. Also, I love the idea of this guy's reconnaissance report is that, all of his friends are following around him. His two compatriots, or when the commander of the mission and the compatriot guy are like turning on him, but he's out here studying shapes in the ice.
I mean, I think he saw it first, and then because actually, literally, they all see this giant thing. They see the eyes blink.
Only
like
Kaepernick's eyes opened.
And then everybody started getting taken over.
Again, though, that still doesn't. We're not even debating how many there are. We know that due to the proto-culture ruins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the 7 number comes from. My point is on the screens where they're showing them all, they show 5. And then Max says there's one more out there. And it's like, either he's counting Kaepernick and just assuming there's another one, or even it's just assuming Kaepernick's one of them for some reason. Or he thinks 1 is 2. I don't even know. I think we came up with 6 on our own when we watched the episode.
And it makes sense.
I don't know whether. Yeah, well, I think that was me coming up with the fact that maybe they're small versions of big versions, but I don't know. We got shown 5, and then we're left to my own devices. I couldn't think of number 6, other than Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Unless it's Flower Girl.
Oh God.
Look, anything is a theory when it comes to Flower Girl. Flower Girl is like no bad ideas are off the table. It's like, how the fuck? Where does she come from?
I think we're never gonna. I'm thinking that's one of the things they're never gonna get.
More proof that she might be proto Devlin. She fucking folds to wherever they're having a concert. She's anywhere they are.
Wouldn't that be detected?
Not if she was doing it really small. Like, I don't know, the size of a nuke? Clearly, they're proving that they can fold really small things.
Yeah, but that can be detected. They have sensors for folding.
Oh, no, they have sensors on the outside. Remember? Our hyper whatever thing can determine when shit's popping in outside. I don't think they have any fold detection things on the inside of their ships. And we have never been shown that they have any sort of like Star Trek sensors that we know what's happening everywhere all the time.
You know what? I think that just Flower Girl is just a background character. We're making too much of her.
Then why is she in the opening of the show?
She might be the last. She might be the last of the proto-culture. Who knows, right?
She might be the last of the free proto-Devlin that didn't get iced. And she's been listening to Basara sing this whole time, which we already know is like swayed civil. Look, I'm just falling more and more into this theory. She's not a ghost. She's a proto-Devlin. She's the ghost of the proto-Devlin.
Well, the proto-Devlin are immaterial, so.
Well, there you go. You see, even you would agree. This is a good theory.
I'm not saying no. I need a little bit more to be convinced that there are.
I mean, that's all we have left is a little more. Anyway, I have more thoughts, so I just want to bring this up because I brought it up during a Gundam episode, I think. Is that we know that we're getting into the real shit of Macross 7 because we stopped doing the 2009 to 2000, those little backstory things. It just gets into the fucking episode.
Yeah. Now it turns out this episode they're like, oh no, remember?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say it before it actually happens. Basara says that there is no point in singing to the proto-Devlin if we've taken away their freedom. The guy whose music gives freedom to the people the proto-Devlin put into comas. Essentially taking away their freedom. I mean, his next line is a lie about the military trying to kill civil, so yeah, clearly he doesn't give a shit about logic anymore.
Yeah, he operates in his own little world, basically. Which is kind of the problem, because everything is supposed to revolve around him. Basara's the important thing. Basara has the power. And he's like, I just want to sing, man.
I just want to make sure that the people that are hurting everyone that you care about are as comfortable as possible.
Yeah. And also, you would think that after being this journey, across the galaxy, not across the universe, like at least across the galaxy, he would come up with some insight and share with somebody. It's like, hey, Sybil took me to a magic bus ride and it was awesome. not even that. Not even he's just like stuff happening. It's like whatever.
To be fair, an element of enlightenment is that you don't have to share it. There's been multiple Buddha, right? Only the first Buddha shared the process of enlightenment. The concept is that
Yes,
other Buddhas didn't.
true, but the way you get to enlightenment is you follow the path of the Buddha, and so the actions of the Buddha by themselves are instructive.
Right.
Not even what Bizarra does are instructive, only except for the fact that he sings.
Well,
I guess
unless
the
he
only
calls you
instruction
a
is
fool. When he calls you
yeah,
a fool, you know you're on the right path, I guess.
yeah. So, well, I mean, in that sense, oh come on, don't. Now I'm thinking about the whole thing with Bizarra. He's like a Buddha. Oh
I
God.
mean, he does, like, shy away from material possessions. At least in his home life. Except for the Valkyrie. Although technically
Yeah.
that's not his either, so... Maybe Basara is the Buddha. A rock and roll Buddha.
And that would explain why everybody also after a while like it was like, oh yeah, he's absolutely right. Yes, I seen the like the reporter. I seen the light. I know what he's trying to do. I'm gonna be a reporter and win a true prize for what is it?
Here's the thing.
Journalism.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, Lessons. Even though we both worked on this one, I'm going to let this one be your theory. That Basara is the
Yeah.
Buddha.
No, I don't want it.
remember,
I don't want it.
remember every audience member that's watching this reaction series that this
No.
one was Lessons.
Yeah, I don't wanna. I don't know.
Let's see. When talking to Gabble, Gepernick says what they propose is an irreversible action. We can see from the next set of episodes that nothing was irreversible. By the way, the conversation, in case you don't remember, was about them fusing Gabble and Grabble. Gepernick says it's irreversible, and not a thing that happened in episode 42 was permanent. Just stating the fact. Gepernick lied or was incorrect, so if Gepernick could lie or be incorrect one time.
I mean, Gepernick is so vague most of the time that I only got the dream thing because the whole plan was for them to attack them so they could capture them. I guess so. Their attacks were there to force Macross to do this. I guess unless he's truly prophetic, he is truly prophetic, and saw the attack coming.
I mean, that's what I've been saying. The whole prophecy thing, that the dream is prophecy. Only in so much as that we've determined before that other characters in the series have been prophetic. So it doesn't establish something new. It just shows that somebody else is possible for having done it.
Who's being prophetic outside of
Sarah.
Macross? Sarah. Oh, well, yeah, but I don't. She's not Proto Delvin.
I don't think that matters. If there's a mysterious, like, I'd be like, you can't use the Force, you're not a human. It'd be like, that's a weird thing to say, I feel like, that the universe of Macross operates with whatever weird mumbo-jumbo we're throwing out there.
Yeah.
Technically, if you think that we have been fiddled with by the protoculture, and then the protoculture made the evil, and then the proto-devlin are inhabiting the bodies of the evil, then maybe all of this still works out. Like, why would we have an ability that they didn't give their other creations?
I guess it seems pretty thin, though.
I don't think so. But at this, we don't know what we were given, right? Because we know that we existed already before they fiddled with us. At the same time, they created the Zentradi, so the Zentradi should have any ability that they gave us, unless we have it innately. But then again, I should think that there should be monkeys out there, having prophetic dreams then.
Well, I guess not the Zentradi. I think it's just particularly to the Sarah's bloodline on the island. That's what they were studying it. That was what was so special about it.
Right, but once again, it's still a specific group of people that were messed with by the protoculture. So that's still something that the protoculture put into them. implying that they had that ability. They could have put that into anything. The evil, the Zentradi, what have you. Who knows what other Myclone... Maybe that's why all the other Myclones got destroyed. They saw it coming. It's that Bardock episode. I can see the future. I still think it's odd that the emergency captains meeting broke down into naysaying against the orders sent from the United Forces HQ, considering a couple of episodes ago they were all rallying for a preemptive attack and to sign off on using reaction weaponry. Now they have a direct mission to do both and seem aghast at the idea. Also, not for nothing, but we're kind of the Zentradi now. Getting orders to destroy planets kind of feels like the message should be to look out for ourselves and where we came from before doing it to somebody else.
I mean, I don't think they were going to destroy a planet with a weapon.
No, their order was their order was to destroy the planet. Max came up with a different idea to destroy the cavern or whatever. The United Forces HQ literally, the guy on screen tells them to destroy the planet, or the moon, as it were. So I guess they really should have brought a lot more nukes.
I mean, they have the Macross 7. They could just use a beam to bombard the planet from orbit. I mean, if the city, if the fleet is big enough, yeah, they would have destroyed eventually the planet. Not as much as the entire fleet that attacked, Earth, but still.
Well, that was the point that was being made during all the computer things, was that the only thing that changes based on the amount of stuff we send is the amount of time that we have before we're killed. We get killed in all these simulations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think the Macross beam would do very much, in that they'd have to fire it and then recharge, fire it then recharge.
But they do have the ability to do gigantic, amounts of damage.
Right. I just mean that if time is the only factor, I think they set everything in the computer simulation and they had like half an hour before they all got wiped out.
Yeah.
Milia says that there are tens of thousands of civilians. So anywhere from 20,000 to 99,000 people, conceivably, right? The opening told us that there was at least 1 million people in the fleet. That is a pretty massive disparity in numbers, even if you consider how many people might be spread out across all the ships. Either the military outnumbers the civilians like 9-1, or we've lost a lot of people on our trip out here.
Yeah, I think it's probably was a writing mistake.
Nope, everything they say is in the Bible. It is show canon. Just think about how many Valkyrie pilots are dead.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's our only source of information. So either you've written somebody to be wrong, which is just bad writing, and no writer is going to cop to that. So we just lost a lot of people. Not a lot of people woke up from comas, it turns out.
I mean, it could be a mistake, and they're not going to cop out to it. It still could be a mistake. I mean, even if they don't admit it, right?
Sure. But if they don't admit it, then it's not a mistake. If you make a mistake and then you backtrack and say, we did it on purpose, then it's not a mistake.
But they haven't done that.
Well, they haven't done anything. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Right.
And they mentioned the 1 million multiple times. Like, they insisted to over 1 million people on the
This ships, came out in the 90s, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, they did that in the past, though. This is the furthest thing. And we're not doing those intros anymore, remember? But this came out in the 90s, right? So they've had plenty of time to backtrack on this.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Well, what show comes out next? Frontier?
Frontier, yeah.
Not chronologically, release. Watch order.
I mean, the watch order of the movies, and then Frontier.
No, the next series. Okay, so Frontier is the next chronologically, and is the next one that gets released. So, if they don't take the opportunity to correct it in Frontier, that it was on purpose.
Chronologically would have been 0.
Well, they don't. Obviously,
in release. No. In release order, sorry, is 0.
Obviously, that doesn't count. Next one then. What's after that?
Yeah,
Frontier?
yeah, Frontier. Yeah,
So if they don't mention it in Frontier, then it doesn't matter. It was intentional.
I guess.
That's literally the build up to the argument that we've been making this whole time. All right, final thought. So Operation Stargazer, name of the stealth ship, and also the name of Picard's original command in Star Trek, has our volunteers broken down into 12 squadrons of 3 pilots each. So 36 pilots, plus Max for 37. We know that Max will only launch when we are down to less than 10% of the total fighting force. 90% of 36 is 32.4. Let's just round that down and say 32. That means that if Max is being true to his plan, then there are only 4 pilots left fighting. We know Sound Force is down there. That's 3. And Docker responded to Gamlen's death. So 4. Maury and Dick also responded, so they are alive too. So maybe Sound Force isn't part of the 12 squads. And there are actually 39 pilots down there. The math is still the same. 90% of 39 still leaves 4 pilots. So maybe Dick, Maury, Docker, and someone? Maybe Max folded while Gamlen was still alive? I only counted 22 explosions myself. When everyone is flying back, once the nuke countdown has started, we can see Mylene, Ray, and Vafita's Valk, Docker, Maury, and Dix, and then 4 more VF-11s. So maybe Sound Force, Emerald Force, and Diamond Force were not part of the 12 star sign squadrons. They do get referenced on their own alongside of them, and 4 remaining VF-11s does math out.
Either way, a lot of people died, but that's not you.
Well, no, it's more so that they see. Here's the thing: what I'm indicating here is attention to detail, right? We've counted how many pilots there were that got launched in the 12 star side squadrons, then accommodated for Diamond Force, Emerald Force, and Sound Force. And when you math that out based on the number of people that have to die for Max to launch, it's 4 pilots. Then we see 4 Valks flying back to the ship, which is that. So they've accommodated down to math the amount of detail that they were like to say. So when Milia says there's only tens of thousands of civilians left in the fleet, clearly that's not a mistake. Look, I just did the math for you. So clearly that's what's being represented here.
Okay.
Look, I didn't actually think that you were going to have a debate with me about there being a mistake in what Milia said. So the fact that I had math showing up next is my next thought about how in-depth and how much they were paying attention to the show just makes it that much more clear to me. But yeah, no, that was my last thought. I'm gonna die now.
Okay. I want to see what happens in this episode because things are getting interesting. Finally.
Well, yeah, no, they've been great the last 3 episodes. I think I said like 2 episodes back, Basar acted like a normal fucking guy, so there was like no complaints there. Normally, this is like what we did our weekend recording, so we had the 3 episodes back to back. That was a surprisingly few number of thoughts that I had for one of those 3 episode spans, because they act like normal fucking people, right? And they respond to things in a normal fucking way. So it's like, oh, there's no in-depth, what do they mean by this? What's going on here? My comments were fucking math-based. There's logical progression of thoughts. So, yeah, everything is coming up pretty good. I can see why people would like this show if you, like, got to the end and the end sticks the landing.
I hope so.
Well, that's what it looks like. I'm happy with the ending so far.
Yeah, but we haven't gone to the very end. Let's see what happens. I'm still holding my breath.
Well, I wouldn't. We've been watching the show for a very long time now. You're as dead as
Metaphorically, see.
All right, let's go ahead and get on into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
A little bit louder than Gundam. Completely unrelated to anything, with just tangential side talk since we have an opening to get through.
Uh-huh.
I've had this broken tooth in the back of my mouth for a while now, and it just broke again during the weekend. And the problem now isn't there's no like new pain where the tooth is regarding. There's just sharp edges that my tongue is dragging across. So talking throughout the entire day as I've been doing, it's just getting worse and worse. Also, the problem. No, I can't fucking afford any of that. None of my. I have medical, doctors, and prescription-based insurance. Does not cover dental at all.
That's expensive stuff.
Oh yeah, no. Even to extract the tooth is like $200-something bucks. But yeah, no. I was gonna say, after all the throat surgeries and everything, like you remember when I came back to roleplay and everything, I couldn't talk because my tongue was swollen up, and well, now it drifts to the right too, which is like right towards the broken fucking tooth. So everything is just completely unhelpful. No, I might just got like a lifetime supply of dental wax or something and just coat it in. Not medical advice. I will say during the rewatch. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
During the rewatch, it did kind of hit me, Mylene's response to Gamlen's death, because it was like, felt real. There's no way I was going to lip read that.
Yeah, the thing that you don't understand, that you don't explain.
Oh, from one proto-devlin to another. She was crying 2 episodes ago, remember that?
Again, with the flowers disintegrating when there's a death. It was the second time that happens.
Also silence. When they were going to go into a fight, her radio was kind of like breaking up. Like there was interference with the song. Oh, you ain't getting nobody. I guess that's how they communicate over long distances then, because I never explained that.
That's a new song, right?
I'll be honest, I could barely hear it. That's why I talked about silence before.
Yeah.
Quick, how many do you see? That's all the time Ira got. You think people can do this? It's kind of dumb how Gepernick always introduces himself every time. Oh, was I right? It's a fucking body in the snow.
Macross 5の乗組員だろ。銃を下ろせ。ドッカー隊、彼らはマインドコントロールされている。無駄だ。
Hey, you dumbass, where you been?
Gunter 参謀。Gunter。地球統合軍本部幕僚岩のGunter。
I'm so glad we watched the plus episodes.
陸戦部隊ブルーライナーセロス隊のイリーナ早川少尉です。この野郎。ドッカー隊。
Because without it, I feel like we just think that guy was an idiot.
お前が指揮官か。
私は統合軍マクロスセブン戦団長マクシミリアン・ジーナスだ。
忠告したはず。私の夢に協力しろと。
何言ってんのよ。なんで協力なんかしなきゃいけないのよ。
ミレーヌ。
ガムリンさんを殺したくせに返して。ガムリンさんを返してよ。
死は弾けゆく歌方。私の望むものではない。
冗談じゃないわ。いっぱい殺しといて。
同じ夢、スピリチュアファームを望めば無駄な消滅は避けられた。
何よ。何なのよ。
スピリチュアが上がる。スピリチュア自己再生種族には
That
生き延びる。
everything raises spiritual.
返して。ガムリンさんを返してったら。
ミレーヌ。
スピリチュアは砂に染み込む清水のごときもの。やがては無味乾燥の時が来る。しかしスピリチュアファームは永遠だ。アニマスピリチュアのサウンドウェーブが降り注ぎ、失われたスピリチュアは湧きずる泉の
So my theory from like 20 episodes ago.
これを未来永劫繰り返すのだ。
アニマスピリチュアのサウンドウェーブだ。俺の歌はそんなわけのわからねえもんじゃねえ。
Weird, but I'm about it.
アニマスピリチュア、身を裂く危険な蜜の香り、我らを惑わす。
How do you know what honey? Human body, never mind.
マクロスセブン戦団。
このサンプルどもの戦団が星屑となるのを望まぬのならば、我が命に従え。
お前に我々の戦団を全滅させることなどできない。
おお。
You brought a lot of planes with nukes on them, and I just showed you I could fold a nuke wherever I want.
私の夢は無限だ。考える時間をやろう。
Gepernick does not have the greatest laugh in anime, I'll say that.
Oh, he can't sing, so.
I'm somehow the happiest I've ever been.
我々が洞窟内の調査をしたとき、彼が初めにチャンバーを発見したのです。その時、
チャンバー。
その時何が起きたのか思い出せない。ってことは、
That's literally where the short ended too.
プロトデビルが乗り移った。うん、わかりません。でも、そう考えて間違いないと。まさに悪魔が人間に乗り移った。信じられません。ミレーヌ、大丈夫か？
私たち。ガムリンさん、私たち。ガムリンさんは私たちを歌わせるために死んだの。歌
もう終わりか。ドッカー大、まだ始まったばかりだ。しかし、この状況は絶望的なのでは。
Jesus Christ, this fucking show.
絶望というにはまだ早すぎるぞ。レイ、この基地内にはマインドコントロールされた多くの兵士がいる。バサラに思い切り歌わせることができれば、兵士たちのマインドコントロールを解いて味方にできるかもしれない。
I feel like Mylene's reaction here to Gamble's death is more emotional depth than we had in the last 40 episodes of this show. I'm sorry, when did this crash?
I think it landed. I don't think it crashed.
I don't know, that looks like a wreck to me. I don't know what's going on.
岩のギュンタギュンター参謀か。
ミレーヌ。ミレーヌ、どうしたらいいと思う？意見を聞きたい。お前もスターゲイザーの一員だろ。
パパ。
お前は自分の意思でこの作戦に参加したんだ。一度はメンバーから外されたのに、それでも必死に追いかけてきた。一体何のために来たんだ？何かをしたくて来たんだろう。
でもガムリンさんが。
メソメソと泣くために来たのか？ガムリンは戦った。命を懸けて。彼が一体何のために戦い続けたのかわかるはずだ。
Real ass fucking talk, man.
I mean, it's his dad.
Yeah, but I mean,
know?
think about every other stupid ass conversation that's happened in this show.
Yeah.
Like, there was no, like, hyperbole or anything there. That was just like, what did you come to do? Did you come to die? What did Gamblin die for? I wish that body had moved, at least. It gave me the hope that Gamblin was fucking alive. Are you telling me that they took Fafetus's drumsticks away?
Apparently.
Okay. I mean, this does follow through on the whole Gamblin telling her that she needed more emotion in her singing. And like I said, him dying, that's the emotion. It's weird that the two closest to the source of the singing were the most alert.
Damn.
我々の機体はどこにある？
分析するために保管しているはずだ。格納庫はどこだ？
一体どうやって。
うまく脱出できたらグババとミレーヌに礼を言うんだな。
ミレーヌ。さっきのお前の歌感じたぜ、ハートにな。
Slight bit of anger rising in me if they're going to use this to set up Mylene and Basara.
God no.
Yeah, I think you started laughing thinking I was going to talk about I'm mad because Basara's singing again. No.
Yeah.
The I feel it in my heart thing. Because it was a love triangle before.
Sorta.
Finally.
There you go.
Nope, never mind. So the singing is giving him the energy to trudge through the snow? I think Gamlen is the fucking best character. Assuming he didn't get shot dead there.
There's the farm.
Hey, it's basically in the shape of that thing that I've been talking about from episode, what, 5? I can't remember when it was.
Yeah.
So it just occurred to me that the spiritual farm makes more sense than the Matrix does. I'm sorry, those were giant-ass doors. I feel like all the Plus episodes are paying off now. That we saw she was like a wandering warrior.
Power to the dream, power to the music. 新しい夢が欲しいのさ。
何？どういうことでしょう。
今のうちにバトロイド。ガムリンか。
ガムリン隊長。隊長。ガムリンさん。ガムリンさん。
ミレーヌさん。
ガムリンさんが。ガムリン。またやつか。生きていたとは。
How do you recognize his name? Uh-oh.
Oh.
We saw it worked against Sybil. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh.
He chose poorly.
ガムリン隊長。ガムリンさん。
また助けられたな。
あの戦闘艦に乗り込め。脱出するぞ。マサ、どこへ行く？
Yeah, I'm surprised Basara didn't go, like, pick up Gabble, considering what he's all about.
And now he's acting heroically, right? I mean, he's done it before, but, you know. Is that Sybil? Is he calling out Sybil?
Probably. It's the only one I can think of.
Oh, no.
Also, hopefully they're not eating spiritual right now, because you're just powering them up.
Stop! Stop!
Oh, it lets them know that they're still alive. Although, why didn't they hear Mylene?
That he wasn't strapped to the whole thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that Dracula Zentradi?
I guess so.
By the way, I want to hear the 10-hour cut of this where he just has to make up new things. Power to the teddy bear. It's exactly what Kaepernick wanted.
よし、全員を救出する。了解。全員この船で脱出だ。
やるじゃねえか。
Oh, they're getting drained again because they're trapped.
That's what I'm saying. You're powering up if anyone's actually eating off of this. Oh, it's gonna wake Kaepernick up? Kaepernick up? Yes, we know. I think it's so weird seeing Basara run away from shit. Okay, not where I thought that was going to end.
Yeah.
No, I thought that one was going to be like tied specifically to Kaepernick's body. So that when, whenever whatever happens to Kaepernick's Ivana body, the Kaepernick would just wake up because now it has all that energy. Well, I think it's impossible for Gamblin to die now. It would be a bad writer to kill a character and then make them not dead and then actively kill them again. That's actively the reason why I stopped watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The whole, well, you know who I'm talking about. But they faked him out once, and then it's like, well, I don't care whatever happens to him now. You've gotten my emotional release on this character this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the channel's called Stoneface Reaction, so clearly I'm not giving like a visual to this, but I was moved by Mylene. Gamblin's death shocked me. It was like very much a, whoa, I did not expect this from happening. Sorry, there's always the part of the outro that I look away for. I don't need this, and I don't need anybody looking at me watching it, because I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, they kind of like don't let. There's no. Boy, I wonder what happened to Gamblin. Obviously, somebody taking him over. Because obviously, Mylene's not going to go, don't give up on Gamlin. So I'm going to assume Gabble takes over Gamlin's body.
Probably.
Also, my boy comes back. Sorry, my brain. Ascot, but my brain wants me to say that's not right. God, what's his name? Barton. Barton comes back. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen him for a few episodes. He turned into like one of the main primary movers of the show, and then just like fucked off. So, of course, bring him back for the episode where Gamlin turns evil. The only guy Gamlin punched. He didn't punch the two guys selling ass shots of his girlfriend. He punched Barton.
Yeah. I mean, he intimidated those guys into, stopping, so.
Yeah, but you figure those are the guys you punch. Barton didn't actively do anything. I mean...
Oh, well, he nearly got Mylene killed, and that's what he reacted to.
He didn't take Mylene hostage. That was Giggle. Chase after Giggle, you want to hit somebody.
I think what they're going to set up is he's going to try to kill Gamblin, and have the excuse that he's being taken over, right?
I mean, clearly it's a revenge thing, but, the beauty of revenge is literally the last thing we've said, so it's not like an epiphany, but I don't know. The last few episodes have been amazingly good. At least by comparison to the rest of Macross. So, I don't think we need to do like a top 5 episode thing for Macross when we get finished. It's going to be like the last 5 episodes. So, but what they're setting up for here, feels like it should have been in the first half of Macross.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, unless they do something else, something that's not happening in this episode, it's very much just look, evil Gamlin. Wonder what
we got. Yeah, we got 4 episodes to go, 46 to 49.
So, I mean, it's something very much like, I wonder what Gabble gets up to when she's inhabiting Gamlin's body, It's a joke episode, only made serious by the fact that Gamlin we thought was dead for a while.
Yeah. I mean, still was I don't mind fake outs if they're done well, right? If a character survives and he clearly was messed up, right?
Oh, I'm not mocking the fact that we thought he was dead. I'm mocking what the next episode's going to be.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I mean, they showed us. He strangles Mylene. He tries to kiss Mylene. He does a weirdly Joker evil laugh. Not laugh, evil smile.
Mm-hmm. Like a certain somebody who finds beauty in everything.
I don't know, he only did that smile once, and that's when he actually killed thought he killed Gamlin. That's what I noticed while I was editing the video. I say something like, oh, remember when they could feel stuff? And it comes off really weird when I'm watching it in the edit, and my indication there is that Basara says, oh, they feel things, as a defense of the Proto-Devlin. And it's like, fucking killing people. That was like a Rick and Morty scene there when we see them all tied up to the dome. All the Mortys that are getting tortured.
Yeah. Also, the fact that he tried to save them, and then she's like, Gepard's like, thank you. That's what I wanted you to do. We get more energy now. Right?
Yeah, saw that coming. I said that. They're just going to feed off of them if you power them up. Well, I said if anyone was actively there feeding off of it, I didn't know there was like a thing sitting on top of it just sucking them out anyway.
Which is kind of dumb because they should have seen it. Like they kind of show us a little bit, but they do the fake out where, the camera didn't see this, which then means that Basara didn't see it. And Basara has missiles in his mech. If he's going to destroy something, he could have shut the machine first and destroy it. Right? We've seen him punch machines before.
Two counter arguments. That one, I think they set up that they didn't know what it does. The thing on top by Gamlin's shooting the ray that drains Gabble, which implies to me that they don't know the spiritual draining technology looks like. obviously, they forgot every fucking intruder they ever saw on the street. But in 2, that'd be really dangerous. Those guys are just like right there underneath the damn thing. You're gonna blow it up so it falls on them? You'd be killing a bunch of them.
Well, I wouldn't put it past Bizarro, though. He's done dumb things before.
Sure, but nothing like that dumb. Like, I don't think he's put anybody in, like, direct danger. Yeah, like, he's done stupid shit that's caused people danger, like saving Civil, but, you know, he everything has been, like, indirect with him. Like,
yeah,
he has been the I believe in you, you're not going to do anything bad. Oh, fuck, you're hurting people. You know? He's been stupidly optimistic, but not like,
Also, I'm kind of waiting to what they're going to do with Sybil, because clearly they brought her back. I hope they didn't bring her back just so that one scene when she stops this guy from killing her, killing Basara. Because otherwise, it's like, all of that for nothing.
I don't know what that crossover thing is that you talked about happening in the future. Maybe that's how the show ends. You know, just flies off with everyone and Civil. They just fly off to look at the galaxy together.
And I hope not. That would be kind of...
I mean, it wouldn't be... It feels like a Disney ending. If that's what it would be.
It feels like she was introduced to literally do nothing. She hasn't really done much of anything. She came in, destroyed a couple of things. Then she spent, after kissing Basara, how many episodes frozen? And she's still frozen. And she was still a victim. And she was still a damsel in distress. Then she wakes up, does the flyby by the galaxy, disappears, comes back just in time to save him, and drains some spiritual, and then flies off again. And it's like, wow, this is a very powerful character that you could be doing a lot of things with this character, and they don't do anything with that. Like,
I don't think you can be reduced down to damsel in distress when you were like the main bad for a long time.
Yeah, but once she was in the cocoon, she ended up in damsel in distress territory.
Right, but I mean, I don't think that defines her. I think the fact that she still has the power to destroy the entire fleet defines her. But I get what you're saying, but her impact on the story has been more so that she's changed Basara in some certain way. I mean, it's not obvious to us. I gotta say it's there, because he keeps thinking back to the time they spent together all the time. Like, yeah. I saw the galaxy and it was amazing. And that leads him to also arguing with Barton, like, you wouldn't understand, she showed me the galaxy. Like, there's some change happening there that is so imperceptible to us, but I think the problem is that we see Basara as the same person on both ends of the event.
Well, the problem is the same problem I always have. Basara doesn't communicate effectively, right? He doesn't say anything. It's like, in any other show, maybe he would say that. Let's say they had that scene when he tells Barton, "You don't get it." Okay, because they're antagonists and they don't. But then he would talk to Mylene, or talk to Ray, or talk to somebody, or even sit under a tree and have a inner monologue. Was like, "Wow, I saw the galaxy and it was beautiful." Any other writer would have you have that scene, but otherwise, he's like, "Okay, I said that, and I said what I said. That's it."
I think the problem is that Basara is supposed to be our hero, but Mylene is supposed to be our point of contact character. So Mylene gets told stuff, and Mylene is the one that's educated about things. So when Basara doesn't talk to us, or talk to anybody really, he's not supposed to. He's supposed to be our hero. He's supposed to be the one representing what needs to be done, or, going out there and doing it. So the problem is that nobody tells Mylene what Basara represents. But again, I think the problem we've previously discussed is that maybe it's supposed to be so ubiquitous to the viewer, but it's not of our culture that we don't get it. Like, if Japanese society is supposed to try and embody this thing that a person is supposed to be, that we from the outside are really like, oh yeah, Barton has some real points here, and we're not like, that Basara is like the character that in my day-to-day that I'm always thinking, God, if only I could do something about the problems of the world, that I don't have to talk about them In much the way some enlightened people who achieve, enlightenment, like the Buddha did, don't then have to talk about it to other people. It's only the original one that... Look, it's your theory, man. You should probably embrace it before it becomes true.
Oh, God. I'm going to go, when I finish this series, I'm going to go and watch and read TV tropes and read all the wikis and make sure that I got everything. Swear to God, if somebody makes a comparison to the Buddha, I'm going to scream.
Why? You'll be right.
It's not my theory.
Look, you can be right about the Buddha, and I can be right about the Dollar Girl. At least one time someone's going to say she's a ghost, and one time someone's going to say she's a proto-Devlin, and I'll be happy.
I hope the movies explain this better, or the
Oh,
OVAs.
man, I hope she's a proto-ghost. Or a ghost devil. That'd be cool. Devlin. Devil, whatever. Look. I don't know what the fuck movie will do. Well, one, the movie's only 33 minutes, so that's very confusing in itself. I don't think you can call yourself a movie at 33 minutes. That's
a short film?
Yeah, maybe. I think a movie technically has to be 90 minutes or more. But, yeah.
Oh, the OVA, I think, is a little longer than that.
Well, that's an OVA, though. That's not a... The OVA is a movie. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. We still have a ways to get there still. What, four episodes? You said?
4 episodes.
Mm-hmm. That is end of the week. Well, hold on. Yeah, it should be end of the week. I don't know why my voice broke there, but yeah, that should be the end of the week. So yeah, we'll know by the end of the week.
Hope so.
Yeah. I guess that's it. We're going to wrap up with your the Buddha statement. So this has been Theta. That's been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?